This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
You're welcome to the conversation on Entertainment Now. Today, our focus is on the creative industry as a whole and more particularly a drive by a practitioner within the industry towards creating a safety net for entertainers. Now, over the last few years, social media has been inundated with videos and pictures showing entertainment practitioners pleading for assistance from the general public to tackle various health challenges. Our guest this morning on the conversation is joining us to speak on this drive to create a safety net for creatives in the country. She is an insurance broker as well as a filmmaker and producer. Bemigho joins us on the conversation this morning. Good morning, Ms. Bemigho. Thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing?
Fine so far. So let's jump right into it. Adopting health insurance is a big deal for Nigerians. Can you tell us how unique this is to Nollywood?
So, first things first, like I always tell people, is that typically in Nollywood, we don't have the kind of structure that becomes in a typical 9-to-5 organization where, you get life insurance or health insurance that is tailored to the job description that you're working on. We don't have those kind of things in Nollywood because aside from the media organizations or the production houses that we have, for people like the actors, the people who work behind the scenes, nobody's looking out and saying, is there any form of organization that's giving us health insurance? Nothing like that exists. So typically, like I always say, you have to watch your own back. You have to, get your own life insurance. You have to look after your family. You have to get your own health insurance. And somehow it's kind of like, as opposed to a 9-to-5 where it's taken out of your salary, for creatives, when the money comes, we spend it on lifestyle, on, things that will not particularly last, as opposed to spending the money on health insurance or things that we can use to plan for our retirement.
Right.
And, have a life where we are not coming on the streets to beg for money or coming on social media to beg for money and for our health issues and, at a later time in life. So what we've done, I work with ICO Insurance per time, and what we've done is create some sort of packages where, creatives can participate. They can get themselves health insurance, life insurance, some sort of savings plan that allows them to plan for retirement, some sort of, safety net, like you said, so that we don't have these situations recurring over and over and over again. And I hope that, this is something that people can really buy into. Typically, we already have a couple of creatives that are participating. So
beyond the few participants that you've just mentioned, is there any sustained advocacy for this at the moment?
I think a couple of times I've seen some people with some other insurance companies, some representatives from Nollywood speaking about holding spaces on Twitter, with some other insurance companies. And it's still just the one-offs like me, like, I think Jemima or Sunday, just the one-offs like that. But a particular organization that is standing for this, no.
So is there an actual practicable approach for production companies and independent filmmakers who hire creatives?
So for companies, like I said, for companies, there are plans that companies can purchase, for the creatives that are working under them. The practical approach is to get the plans or approach either of us, anybody from ICO Insurance. You can call me, you can send me an email, basically reach out and talk about how you want to provide maybe a life insurance plan, a health insurance plan, how you want these particular packages for the creatives that work under you. It's that simple, really.
Okay. Well, from now, I want to see from your perspective why this is an important thing. We do know that we have seen practitioners typically fall ill and depend and appeal to the public to assist them. We remember the more recent case of Mr. Ibu. But from your perspective, why is this something that Nollywood practitioners themselves or creatives as a whole should take seriously?
So, from my perspective, I would say that we live a very, should I say, demanding life as creatives. Most of us are on film sets, on music video sets. We are on the move all the time. And this amount of stress, putting it on this body, is a lot. It's a lot. I cannot tell you how much sleepless nights that people have and talk about when they are making films and when they are, doing this work. That amount of stress requires an equal amount of care. If you're going to be working as a creative in Nigeria, you should have a plan or something that takes care of you, some sort of way to distress or some sort of way to take care of your health when you fall ill. Most of the time, we just, because we're on the move a lot, it's just the self-medication kind of thing, we just go into the chemist and then pick up. These drugs that we're just taking for, without proper diagnosis, have effects as well. It's a lot of things. It could even be as little as the kind of food that we're eating, because we're moving from place to place. So I think that our lifestyle has a heavy impact on our health and invariably the people that are around us. Another thing is, I like, for me, when my father died, there was some sort of insurance plan. He worked in Shell. There was some sort of life insurance plan that, my family could fall back on and say, oh, there was something that was left behind. Creatives don't have that in particular, that kind of structure in particular. So when someone dies, when a breadwinner in the creative industry dies, it's like the family members are now running around.
Right.
Trying to, that kind of thing. So as much as possible, it's a shameful thing to see, and it's somehow sad. So as much as possible, what we try to do is outsource that whole thing, that whole event. You don't have to bother about it. Just save the money. There will be somebody to take, the responsibility for that and take care of your family or take care of your health when the time comes.
Ms. Bemigho, thank you very much for your time and expertise on this conversation. Bella Bemigho is a filmmaker, producer, and insurance broker who is driving conversations around creating safety nets, particularly health insurance for practitioners in the creative industry. That's Entertainment Now this week on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. We urge you to stay tuned to your Beyond the News station. Our conversations continue. News Extra comes up in just a moment.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.